Ladies and gentlemen and graphic designers, we're going to do a profile picture for your Google Classroom. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do, let's look at examples of what we can do here. So an example would be something like this. Let's take a look at. So if you look at professional ones, not this one, like they normally have like a blurred or neutral background, like a same color background, something like that's nice. They look professional. That's kind of what we're looking for. If you want to look at an example that a student did, there's something good things good and bad about it, but there's one thing I wanted to show from this example is that she got extra credit. So she took a picture off the internet, and then she made a picture of herself that mimicked it. So that's for extra credit if you want to try to do something like that. What I don't like about this is it's not super professional, but she did a good job matching the picture. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to go to PixlrE. First of all, you take a good picture. You can get somebody to help you take a picture if you need to. You can use a cell phone to take the picture if you want better quality. But anyway, we're going to go to, once you get a good picture that meets all the requirements of the scoring guide, you're going to create new, and you're going to say 800 by 800. Okay, and you're going to give it a good name. You're going to say profile, something like that. Okay, and so we're going to create that image. All right, so the next thing we're going to create a new layer. We're going to add an image as layer, and so we're going to make a folder. So you're going to have a folder called Creative Computers. You're going to have a folder called Profile Picture, and inside the Profile Picture folder, you're going to have a folder called Profile Assets, and then you're going to have your picture inside there. So make a folder called Creative Computer, Profile, Assets Profile, and we're going to put all your assets, anything you're going to use that you didn't do goes in there, or even some of the things you did, like if you took a picture, but our starting stuff goes in there. All right, so we're going to place a picture. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say, if I start moving around, it's going to get all skinny or fat or whatever. So I'm going to say, let's make it fixed, and I'm going to shrink it down. But I'm not going to make you watch me shrink it down because it takes a while to get it to the right size. So I'm going to hit pause on the video recording here real quick. Okay, so just by what I wanted to show you is if I click on this, it keeps the same proportions. If I say free, then it can get like fat or skinny or something like that. I'm going to hit Control Z. The other way you can do it is if you're going like this, shrinking it down and it's getting fat, you can hit Shift and it constrains the proportion. All right, so I'm going to do something like that. And then if you look at this, the background's ugly. So I want you to make some changes. Just work with it, make it look good. But the change I'm going to make is I'm going to clip out this ugly background. So I'm going to go to the Mask tool. And if you go to the Mask tool, there's a few different things you can do. These are manual tools that you can learn and play around with. I'm just going to do the Auto AI just to get rid of the background. It's a quick way to get rid of the background. And that worked good, except for that. I could fix that if I wanted to, that little white mark. All right, so now that I got rid of the background, now it's too plain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another layer. Oh, you know what I didn't tell you? We always need to name our layers. So I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to say main background or main picture or something like that. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go layer, add images layer. So I'm going to add an image in the background. Okay, so I just downloaded another picture off the internet, and I'm going to place that. And the same thing, I'm going to go to the move around tool. I'm going to make it fixed, and I'm going to drag this something like this. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. Okay, the only problem is I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to click off of that to make that go. The only problem is I need to drag this layer below this layer. Okay, something like that. And then I'm going to delete this layer. Actually, I'm just going to delete it. There's nothing there. And then if I go to main, I'm going to move that down so there's not that space under there. Something like that looks good. Okay, so the scraps are too prominent. They're too distracting. So I'm going to click on that layer, and I'm going to go to filter, and I'm going to go to, or maybe I'm going to go to adjustments. I'm going to go to adjustments, and I'm going to go to brightness and contrast, and I'm going to increase the brightness. No? Yeah. So I'm going to increase the brightness so it makes me stand out a little better, and then I'm going to delete the contrast and just kind of make it fuzz, like just not something like that I think is good. So I like that. I'm going to apply those changes. Okay, I want to do some more stuff with it, and so what we can do is we can go to the filter, or is it adjustments? So I'm going to go to filter details, and then I'm going to have a radial blur. I'm going to spin it around. You can try different things, but I'm going to do the amount of the blur. So something like that looks good. So make it look like it's rotating. So it's not distracting from the main subject. So I'm going to apply that. Okay, now I'm going to work on the main picture. And so I can do something like make it look a little bit more cartoony or whatever. So I'm going to go to adjustments, posterize, and I can adjust how many colors I'm combining. But I can do, if I do one color, it's crazy. If I do two colors, that looks kind of interesting. Three colors is good. I'm going to do two colors and apply that. So that's one way you could do it and just be done. I'm going to press Control Z and save it like that for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one more thing. You can be done or you can keep watching, but I'm going to show you one more thing. What you can do is you can go, I don't know if I have any more saves. I sure hope I do. So I'm going to go File, Export. I'm going to export it as a PNG. Let's see if it'll let me. Oh, it will. Okay, that's good. I'm going to hit 2. This is the second one. And you're going to save, this is not the assets. Yeah, so we're going to save it right here. Okay, we're going to save. And then if you go to the scoring guide, there's a link on the scoring guide. So if you click on the link to the scoring guide, it's going to take you to this AI generator. Who knows if it's going to work? But what I'm going to do is basically you click there, you add a picture of you, and then you decide what percentage. You decide what percent. I did this before. That's why this picture is already there. You normally have to load the picture, and you'll use that PNG. But choose what percent you want it to be, and then choose a category. I chose anime, and then I chose just anime. You can choose different ones, and then here's basically, and I hit go, and here's basically the options. And so I have this one or this one, and so none of them really look like me, but whatever. So you could do that. That's an option too. Okay, so that's it for this particular one. I think I have one more or two more videos after this. Thanks, guys.